plenty of friends, Rosemary. There's nothing to be scared about. Honest and truly, there isn't.
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you will ever listen to. We are the creators of the Spooky Pit, the innovators of the Passion Bump, and we take you down the darkest rabbit hole of all things horror.
Welcome, spooky bitches. We review horror movies and fucking with comedy. We are your final bros, Brian Hopwood LaGrasta and Shane I Suck Clit Like I Siphon Gas Smith, and we are joined today by our screen queen, the fabulous Jen, the producer. You know her well, and we do not have a special guest today.
Nope. And
we were close to, though.
I just want to put on record, I have never siphoned gas.
You know, when I think of that, I think of Gamer with, like, Gerard Butler.
Oh, my God, and Michael C. Hall.
Yeah, I don't know why. The gas scene.
Love it.
Oh, geez.
Siphon gas, though.
So, what were you about to say before I interrupted you?
No, I was hoping we would get Cook Thuglis on for this episode, but we'll get him next time.
Definitely.
Definitely. They are busy traveling around right now. I think they're filming or doing something, but those boys are keeping busy, and we're here for it.
I actually bought Pledge on Blu-ray.
Did
you actually?
Yes, I did.
We're going to have to watch that with him.
Hell yeah.
I watched it. And
I got my home theater set up now downstairs. We should invite them over. Just have a sesh.
You know they live in California, right?
Sesh watching Pledge.
A live stream. A watch of Pledge and stream.
Do a little Twitch just chatting.
Yeah, for sure. We are reviewing a classic horror movie.
We are reviewing Rosemary's Baby.
Question for you guys. Is this the oldest movie we've ever reviewed on this podcast?
I want to say yes.
Because the only movie I thought that was a little, close was 71 with The Devils. But I think this is the oldest.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought The Devils was older than this.
Yeah.
No, Devils was in the 70s.
71, I believe. But yeah, this is a classic movie. This is my second time watching it, and I really want to get to talk about it. There's a lot to talk about. If you don't know anything about this movie, it's a lot. I'm just going to say it's about the occult, but there's multiple different versions of the occult that are kind of thrown in here into one, which is a great package. Jen, I'm giving this to you. I know you got a lot of information about this movie, and I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Along with Poltergeist and The Omen, this is also known as a cursed movie. There weren't a shit ton of actor and actress deaths from what I can see around this movie, but I don't remember. It was one of the actors got a UTI there was he had a bunch of just general misfortune, which I was this could all just be circumstantial, but if you really want to connect it, that's okay. Generally researched the Satanic Panic and cults. The center for the Satanic Panic was around the 80s, and this movie took place in the 60s. I don't know how big, obviously none of us were born in the 60s, so we can't really attest to how bad the Satanic Panic was back then, but from the time that we were born, I think a lot of us heard the Satanic Panic more around the 80s. However, I did take note that Sharon Tate wanted the role of Rosemary in this movie. And she did go out for it, but the studio ultimately decided obviously on Mia Farrow, which they were all friends and everything. Sharon Tate dated, what was it, the director? Was she married to him? Yeah.
Polanski?
She dated him, I believe.
No, they got married too.
What an octopus that guy is.
Jeez.
So
he's still hiding out in Europe?
Probably. There are a lot of cameos from her. She because she ended up marrying the director, she loitered around set. So in that one party scene where it's all young people and no old people at the party, you can see Sharon Tate just idling around the house, which is kind of cool. And
she was in the movie?
Yeah, but she's not credited.
Yeah, she's apparently background.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Mm-hmm. Interesting. I didn't know
that. Yeah, because she wasn't cast. But she's not credited as being in this movie whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Manson family ended up murdering Sharon Tate. I forget what year they did it, but it was obviously they murdered Sharon Tate while this movie was still in theaters.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, and she was pregnant with a baby boy too.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was really fucked up. I mean, obviously, like, they were charged with her murder. So everyone's like, oh, there's a lot of things online pairing Sharon Tate to this movie as being a cursed movie, but she just loitered on set. She was never, like, in the movie. So a lot of people summed it up to satanic panic, her murder.
Damn.
Like, and they would rather have the idea of it being like a cursed movie rather than a cult going around killing people, which ultimately they were. And this is just for the true crime people. If anyone else listens to this podcast, certain members of the Manson family are supposedly up for parole in the next, like, I don't know, 5 years or something?
Is Charlie Manson hot?
Well, he's dead now.
That's right. That is right.
So I'm going to say no.
Okay.
When did he die? I don't remember.
Wasn't it just like a year or two ago?
It had to be recent. I don't remember that. Yeah, we should.
It was,
I'm going to Google it.
He's right, and it was literally probably like 1 or 2 years. I think it was 2 years ago.
Wow, it was actually a little long. 2017.
Time flies.
Oh,
It really
okay.
does,
That
because I
is
do feel like it was just like
crazy.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude,
Yeah,
that is
certain
crazy.
other members who are in jail of the Manson family are going to be up for parole not too far away from this year. So.
Do you know which family member actually killed Sharon Tate and got the 2-for-1 special?
I actually don't. Oh, also, by the way, I'm looking up pictures. Going to say Charles Manson, never hot.
I mean, he was charismatic enough to be a cult leader. So I'm guessing in that day and age, maybe they considered him hot.
We've discussed it in a previous episode where we're like, the times have changed where like the different haircuts were like hot back then.
Yeah.
And some of the serial killers were considered attractive just based on their looks, even though nowadays we're like, these guys are gross. But,
It's like they make it sound like women were just flocking to these killers, but it was like, no, that they weren't ugly in that day and age, but women weren't flocking to them like, oh, just take me now. Like, no, that's...
women just couldn't avoid the flocking.
It's true. They flock.
That's a great word. Flocking.
I like it.
So it says here that Charles Manson, accompanied by a group of his followers, including Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, and Charles Watson, aka Tex, they were all accompanying him when Sharon Tate was murdered.
Yeah, because I remember some of these characters from like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yep.
Like, they're like coming to my mind.
It was a group effort. It was not a one-man effort.
I mean, we could really break this down if we review The Haunting of Sharon Tate, starring Hilary Duff.
Yes. Shane.
Forgot she
Right?
was in that.
So we're all feeling that at some point now.
Sure.
Definitely.
Sure, Shane.
I think it has like a 2.7 on IMDb.
Sure, baby.
We're doing it,
Yeah,
right? Okay, good. I'm glad
convinced.
we're on board. I was
Convinced.
being serious.
No, we're definitely doing it. I thought that was interesting that, like, she's paired with this movie, even though she doesn't really have, like, a role in this movie or whatnot, 'cause it was a really prominent movie back in the
Yeah,
day.
she kind of just like exists in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, she's a background in a party. Maybe she's a pigeon in one of the scenes in New York. Who knows?
Yeah. Mia Farrow killed it, though, so.
Yeah, she
did a
was
good
awesome.
job.
In all fairness, like, all these people kind of killed it.
That one old woman, her voice gets a little
Do
grating.
you know something crazy? She was an Oscar for this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Does,
Oh,
yeah.
voice
Best,
gets so irritating.
best supporting actress won an Oscar. You don't see that with horror ever.
No, you don't.
Ever. So, like, I think her annoyingness is, like, definitely made this movie excel. The persistence of her and Roman.
Yes.
Just, like, yeah, always being there. Minnie and Roman, the most annoying neighbors ever.
Oh, you gotta come over
Hey.
to get some of the string.
Yeah, dude, like, kind of like, what was that show with Archie Bunker? I forgot the name of the show.
All in the Family?
Yeah, like Dingbat, like,
Yeah.
kind of, like, the way she talks is very similar. That's what it reminded me of, but, like, taken to even newer heights.
Yes.
Just, like, always nosy and in their business, but...
One thing this movie also did, Rosemary's Baby really started a whole new subgenre in itself, which is the horror of childbirth movies. Because movies that were kind of part of that trend afterwards is It's Alive, Alien, Prometheus, The Fly, The Final Battle, Carrie, Wicked. That's right, because Wicked, Elphaba's born in that, because it says the musical Wicked, but that is correct. She was born at the beginning of that musical. Slither and Junior, those all kind of base their childbirth horror after this movie.
It's Alive. Is that the one that opens with the childbirth where it kills all the doctors in the hospital and runs away?
No, that's the one where it is born and it's alive.
So let's jump right into the Spooky Pit.
Rosemary and Guy Woodhouse, looking to start a family, move into a new apartment complex and are introduced to their very odd and estranged neighbors. Rosemary's Baby was released in 1968. It's a drama horror directed by the sexiest man in... Where is he?
He's hiding somewhere for having sex with a 12-year-old.
Roman Polanski, starring Mia Farrow as Rosemary Woodhouse, John Cassavetes as Guy Woodhouse, Ruth Gordon as Minnie Castevet, Sidney Blackmer as Roman Castevet, Maurice Evans as Hutch, Ralph Bellamy as Dr. Saperstein. How are we opening this movie?
We're opening this movie with a couple looking through a new apartment that they want to buy.
No, we're not. We're actually opening this movie to see opening credits for Mia Farrow's hairstyles.
So I
Sure.
absolutely don't completely hate the opening of this movie, but that is Mia Farrow singing like the la la las at the beginning and the end of the movie, and it annoyed the living daylights out of me.
This is classic switcheroo, throws you off beat to the tone of the movie like right away. It makes you think it's going to be like a completely different feel. Kind of like a slow burn, so it's not going to be for everybody. It's a real slow burn movie that's like a build up to like a fantastic final scene.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen Wicker Man. I think that the Wicker Man is the perfect movie that's just like, the music is like jolly and upbeat and whimsical.
And the whole tone of the movie is the exact opposite.
So unsettling. And that's kind of like what they tried to do, I think, at the beginning here, was just kind of throw the viewers like off base of what they're about to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep you kind of like uncomfortable. And at least for me, it's not like an overly terrifying movie, but it's got definitely disturbing elements. The sect was basically a shitty Rosemary's Baby. A really shitty Rosemary's Baby.
Actually, Rosemary's Baby would have been better if it had more blue goo.
You're right. Missed opportunity.
It really was.
They didn't have the budget for blue goo.
They didn't have a character named Damien that was so big in the beginning, and then they just like made him die in the most stupid way. You know, they just killed him off. He probably had a dentist appointment. He's like, I can't make the shoot, guys.
Get rid of me real quick.
So yeah, no, you're right. So they're looking to buy a new apartment, the Woodhouse family, and you get the hint that they're trying to like plan to have children.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting shown, I think, by a realtor, and they found out that in this apartment complex, the previous tenant died from a coma, and it appears, like, from the beginning, there's like a dresser that was like moved from the wrong place, and it was like blocking like
a closet
that they had to move this out of the way because they saw like the imprints of where it used to be in another area, so they just move it back.
There's also herbs still growing in the apartment, which they point out.
Big herbalist she was, this woman. Big herbalist.
This lady didn't, like, she died and they were like, alright, we're just not gonna clear out anything until someone buys the place.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Is like she died, and the day after they're like, let's start getting people in here. This apartment's too nice.
Yeah.
It's a big apartment.
By the way.
Vacuum.
Yeah. Vacuum and towels.
Some linens.
Literally, that's my Friday night, in all honesty.
Vacuuming in towels?
Yeah, dude. Towels have so many uses.
Like drying yourself?
100%.
Maybe a blanket? A towel blanket?
Sure. Beating your ass with it?
Like one of those, like, you make it a whip and you... Yeah. A bunch of kids, you know, boys will be boys in the locker room, a little locker room talk.
Boys will be boys! Oh, man, I need more Jack and Coke. The scene's gonna cut, and Rosemary's gonna beg Guy to take this apartment, because she loved it. She absolutely adored this place, Shane. It was high-end, though, but it was nice.
Yeah. I mean, Guy he wasn't for it right away, though.
At their old apartment, I think Hutch is there. Hutch is like their landlord or their friend or something?
I took it as the landlord just because he really didn't want them to move, it seemed like.
Yeah, well, he's cooking for them. And he tells them that this apartment complex has got a bad reputation. It's got a bad rap.
Yeah, it's something about, like, witchcraft used to be performed inside of the apartment.
Have you heard of the Trench Sisters just cooking up kids? Young kids, and Adrian Marcato, that's a name you'll hear again, performing witchcraft, conjuring up the devil. But he was killed in the lobby of the building.
Yeah. It has a curse. It has a death curse.
Oh my god. If you haven't, check out episode 13 of the final podcast, which is Friday the 13th, completely unplanned.
It was unplanned.
And we also, one more piece of information about this apartment complex, which I believe is called the something. It's like a 3-letter word. The BAM, the RAM.
Lamb? That's 4 letters.
We'll get to it. We'll cover it.
Yeah.
Just years ago, an infant was found dead in the basement and wrapped in newspaper. So We've got a lot of cool things going on in this place.
If we're calling that cool.
But yeah, in the new place, after eating with no furniture in the apartment, because they're in there now, they moved in. There's a little bit of a time hop, which was probably one day, because it seems like they bought it right away.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's only fitting they make love.
Yeah, I was like questioning whether this was a passion bump or not. I kind of wanted to passion bump it just because it was next to the dinner.
I think it is a passion bump. It's passionate.
I think this is a passion bump.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Passion bump. Passion bump. Passion bump.
He's like, do you hear that? It's the sisters.
Yeah, the creak, right? Yeah, he makes the joke. That's them like chewing on someone.
Guy's a very weird guy.
He really is a little weird. But
Yeah.
he's good, but he's weird.
Yes.
I
like his character.
You wouldn't date him.
No, I wouldn't. Would you date him?
I'd let him blow me.
Okay. I mean, he's an actor.
At the beginning of this movie, I thought that the couple really, because he is kind of weird, but I thought they really complimented each other. Like, they seemed like a really good couple. Wait, love expert. Question.
Me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love expert.
Yeah, I'm here.
So Dr. Shane.
Give us an evaluation. Mm-hmm. Does this couple last?
Well, yes. Will they last? Will they make it through the test of time?
They have to, because they literally have sex next, they ate dinner and they didn't even make it to a bed. They just did it next to the dinner. Mm. And that's like true love if you're just doing it right next to your dinner plate.
Sure.
So they're lasting forever.
Sure.
I found this scene a little funny though, because they asked, do you want to make love now? And then you don't see this in a lot of other movies. They just start undressing, and it's kind of that awkward undressing that you do before you have sex, and I feel like we don't see that in other movies, but I was like, why is this so funny to me?
I just assume that's just how you did it in the 60s.
Yeah?
Yeah, just,
Undress a different way when you have sex?
No, I just mean the way the whole situation took place. She's just like, we ate, you want to just, do it now? Sure.
Unless people wave a wand and their clothes suddenly disappear, I'm pretty sure it's probably the same nowadays.
Brian, you're really good at undressing. What do you think?
Brian, our resident undressing expert.
I've never been on this side of the scope before. You guys both have. I have not. I do like to undress, and what's interesting about me is my brother has shaded up every window in this place, I feel like, except for my room. Which maybe he's waiting for me to do, but I was kind of waiting for him to do it. In any case, I get a thrill undressing in front of the window.
Is it because of the no shades?
It's because of the no shades, and anybody can see me at any time.
Well, is there shades in the upstairs bathroom now?
No. Okay. The other room. I go to the bathroom up there.
That's one of the main bathrooms I use here.
I shower
just for the thrill.
I'm a sick puppy.
You're sick, man.
Oh my god.
Okay, so sex dinner, all done. We're cutting to, I think, the next day, where we are watching a Yamaha commercial that Guy is in.
Yeah, Guy's an actor. He's doing commercials. Rosemary's watching them. And now she's going to do the laundry, and she meets one of the tenants, Terry, who's actually living with the Castavetes, which is their neighbor.
She has a good luck pendant she wears around her neck.
It's a stinky little thing, isn't it?
It smells like shit.
Yeah, apparently the Castavetes gave her that necklace. It has an interesting scent. And they both kind of agree that moving forward, they're both going to do laundry in the basement together as a team. The laundry squad.
Yeah. We also learned that Terry was a recovering drug addict, I believe.
Who isn't?
Me. And the Castavetes took her in because of that, and they gave her a home.
Yeah, she was shooting up dope on the streets, and she needed a place to go, so the Castavetes took her in. She thought it was originally a sexual thing, and why would she think that, Shane? What would give her that impression?
I actually don't know. That was a very weird thing to automatically assume.
Was this like swinger culture back in the 60s?
Probably. I feel like that's safe to assume that, if you're, I don't know, since she was a druggie on the streets and she's like, why else would these people want me?
Well, the scene's gonna cut, and they're gonna hear the Castavetes through the wall.
And they're, doing some ritual chanting, I want to call it.
Yeah, they're trying to turn up the passion dial. That's quickly muddled by that chanting.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to have regular bed sex while you have this ritual chanting in the background?
And that'd be red flag number 1 for me. If my neighbors are chanting.
At midnight?
Yeah, that's a little off.
I'm going to, ask some questions probably the next day.
I'm probably going to avoid them at all costs.
It's not even a house or an apartment complex where you're like, they're separate houses. This is like, you can just like walk out like a hotel. You walk out and you can just walk to your neighbor's house. It's a complex. They're very close. So you don't want your direct neighbors chanting.
Yeah, you don't want to hear the ceremonies that were going on. Like, if you're going to have ceremonies, do them in the privacy of your own home. Hopefully the walls are better, but don't bring them up to me. We're not interested in your ceremonies. Sacrifice the goat in your own time.
Yeah. Sure, sure.
This apartment complex, for as expensive as it looks like it is, very thin walls.
Very thin walls. I guess.
It seems old, so I feel like the walls shouldn't be that thin.
Sadly, they are. Also, sadly, the next scene we cut to, Terry's dead outside.
She had a lot of screen time in this film. And it's a pool of blood, and I could be wrong, but there's like an eye socket rope climbing out of her eye through the sidewalk.
Is that what we're calling it? The eye socket rope?
Did you see how long that thing was? It was like a foot long.
Was it longer than Kevin James?
What?
I want to get that.
No, when his eye was hanging out.
Oh shit, you're right. No, it was way longer. Even though that shit was hanging out.
Yeah.
This was like a rope.
Wait, were her eyes bulged out? I didn't get a good look.
All I know is that like it was just one eye socket that was like legitimately out.
Yeah.
And the cast of that start walking home now. And a cop tells them that, Terry's jumped out the window. Roman mentioned, I knew this would happen. She's been poo-pooing for weeks now. Very depressed, very upset. Minnie's in absolute disbelief.
Oh, there's never happened.
She might have just, like, fallen out of the window somehow.
Yeah, it's wild.
She was clearly cleaning.
It's like, okay, well, maybe that's true. And the cop but then there's a suicide note.
We've already gotten into your apartment and found it.
I forgot. Do they say what's on the suicide note? I don't remember.
No, but I think they confirm her handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, from this, we now cut back to them in bed, and Rosemary's having, like, some weird flashes of nuns.
Yeah, nuns, and about, like, opening a window and pleading that, like, to withdraw the school from a competition or some shit.
Yeah.
I didn't get this part that much.
Yeah,
I
apparently.
thought it was from school.
Yeah, that's what I was picking up. Is that, she opened a window in school and it ruined the entire school
she
for
does
years.
mention, like, in the movie somewhere that she's, like, Catholic, so it was probably, like, discussing her, like, Catholic school, like, upbringing, yeah.
She doesn't have favorable flashbacks of her Catholic school.
No, they're not nice.
No.
My dad got his ass kicked in Catholic school, by the way. My dad?
Yeah.
They used to, like, he would tell me, like, they would hit him with rulers and they would, like, like, they would, like, drag him by the ear, because apparently my dad was, like, a troublemaker. Like, could you imagine my dad?
I can't picture your dad as, like, a rule breaker.
I can't either. Like, it's so weird.
My grandma was left-handed, like, growing up, and she said at Catholic school that they would used to smack her hand with a ruler until she wrote with her right hand.
That's crazy.
So then she became ambidextrous, and then I saw that my grandma was ambidextrous, so I was like, I can write with my left hand, so I made myself ambidextrous, too.
It's crazy, like, you could essentially, like, beat kids. Like, seriously.
Yeah, at school.
Oh, 1,000%. Especially, like, if you sent them away to Catholic school.
Kind of nuts.
Yeah, I never got the concept, but, it was a thing.
It was. You know what else was a thing? The next day, when the old woman Minnie is showing up to talk to Rosemary about potential babies and whatnot.
Get used to this. She asks if Rosemary has babies. Rosemary does not have babies yet, trying to have babies. The TV room will eventually become the nursery. She wants to have 3 kids. And Minnie is just absolutely fascinated by this place's decor. She offers to Rosemary to have her and Guy over for the night for dinner. What do you say, Rosemary?
Yes.
Okay. It would be good, after, what happened. And Rosemary does, agree. Minnie was not going to take no for an answer anyway, so it's not like they had a choice.
Yeah, Minnie never really takes no for an answer.
No. They could have also just not shown up.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. And I love this next part, because Guy's not a fan of getting close to this old couple.
No.
Doesn't want anything to do with them. But Rosemary's like, yeah, I kind of already signed us up for this already. And, now we're kind of like obligated to go.
Yeah, you can't say no now.
Shane, your hair is really straight.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So, yeah, just for tonight, he agrees to go. Just for tonight. When they get there, Roman's a great host. They cheer with a few vodka blushes.
I think that's what they were. Okay.
Yep. And he's literally been everywhere.
Roman?
Yeah.
No, yeah. He's traveled the world.
He's like, just name it. Just name it. I've been there. And they literally name stuff, and he's like, I've been there, with examples.
Yeah, at least he's giving details, so he's not just like bullshit and like, I've been there. He's got the receipts.
Business and pleasure. He's been there. He's done it all. Dinner time.
I think they also discuss like Guy being an actor at dinner, right?
They do. They discuss a lot of topics. A little bit about her Catholic upbringing. They discuss him being an actor. I think he mentioned something about, like, he knows theatrical production, Roman. His family worked in it. So he's seen certain gestures in Guy's work. So he was, like, kind of, like, forming, like, a bond with Guy over this.
Because Guy is also telling him how he's struggling to get parts he's right now.
Yeah, before this dinner, he just lost a part to someone else.
Yeah, it's Donald. Donald, don't know his last name.
That's okay.
Donnie.
We steal his tie, it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah. So when they get home, they joke about the steak, the cake, the book of jokes next to the toilet, and Roman's stories. Because he had a lot of stories. Guy mentions he plans on going over there tomorrow, though, to hear more stories. Now, let me ask you both. He before said he had no interest in forming a relationship with this old couple, because they seem like the persistent type that would kind of keep badgering them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's immediately immersed in going back over there. Do you think there's already devilish things at work?
Yeah, it literally happens instantly.
Yeah, because they're trying to impress him. Like, they want him to come to them because he's their get-in.
Yeah, so during that, like, there's a part where the women are doing dishes, and Guy and Roman are just talking, smoking in the other room. I think right there, when Roman didn't know, like, learned that he was having trouble getting the parts, he's like, I could get you the parts if your wife gives us a demon baby. And Guy's like, let's do it.
Well, no, I think that happens when he comes back the next day by himself, because she says she stays home.
It's also possible.
It is possible. I like to think he did it right away. Like, Guy, like, didn't even need much convincing. Like, sold his wife right down the river just to get the acting parts.
But, like, I think you're both right, because if I'm not mistaken, and I have it in my notes here, he was willing to, he has something about canceling plans with the Jellicos. He's, like, actually canceling life plans to go over there.
Yeah.
A place where he had no intention of going. So I think he's already kind of invested in this, like, or at least charmed, at the very least.
Yeah.
So he tells Rosemary she doesn't need to come, and she obviously doesn't want to go back there.
Well, because she mentions certain things, like, she realizes, like, they don't have any of their pictures up, and she just sees, like, weird things she doesn't like about it.
Well, she sees, like, the spots on the walls where you would intentionally hang a photo, like the nails and everything are still up, and you can see the dust where the picture should be, but everything's taken down.
Yeah. And she's like, when their pictures were up, they did not fit.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, totally.
It's very strange. Doesn't now, once Guy goes to visit Roman, Minnie and a different friend come over to visit Rosemary?
I think her name is Louise.
It was like, it was something Louise, right?
Yeah, I have it listed as old woman Shane would plow.
Incorrect.
This woman cracks me up through the rest of the movie because she seems like so nice and everything, and then by the end of the movie, the woman that Minnie brings, she almost seems so jealous of Rosemary. Like, she was so mad that Rosemary was chosen.
I do agree. You could tell that sentiment throughout, because there's like times where they're together in a room, and that comes across. I also realized, Shane, the next episode that we do on this podcast, I make a lot of sexual jokes about you. Mm-hmm. That's fair, right?
You do it literally constantly.
I'm going to give myself a challenge.
Okay.
Is that any different than any other time? I'm confused. Really. Are you acting like you're doing it more than usual?
I probably do it more than usual on this podcast. I think that's fair to say.
I think it's definitely fair to say.
Yeah.
I think
so. What's your challenge to yourself?
I think you might be on board. Every sexual joke I make about you, I have to take a sip of Inca Cola.
That's sick, because you'll go through a 2-liter bottle in an episode.
A sip of what?
Inca Cola, the worst soda ever made.
It's the golden cola.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
He's punishing himself. He deserves it. He's been a bad boy.
I have. I feel bad for
If you wanted to punish yourself, just drink a milkshake or another coffee.
I
feel like you're letting your...
Either way, I'm going to the bathroom.
It's
like,
true.
In either case, I'm on the toilet. It ends the same way. I'm on the upstairs toilet, so anybody where I live can see me take this shit.
Yeah, no, do it. The platform, so that'll be interesting for you to do.
I feel like despite how, like, kind of, like, slow and awkward that movie is, there's a lot of places for you to make sexual jokes about Shane. Shane, you better prepare for the next
I'm ready. My body is ready.
My body's ready. I have to drink the Inca Cola.
That's a good point. Speaking of ready bodies, this is actually a good transition.
We're gonna
Menstrual pain.
No, not that. We were talking about Luis wanting to have been Rosemary. Do you think Terry was originally supposed to be in Rosemary's position, but Rosemary was a better candidate, and that's why they pushed Terry out the window?
Maybe. I wonder. I don't know, dude.
Because she had the necklace with the tannis root.
Yes. So she was definitely a candidate. I'm just curious of why they killed her and went for Rosemary. Why not just keeping them both
Maybe
alive?
because Rosemary doesn't have the past drug addiction. Like, she's like a clean body.
Yeah, so it's like a clean vessel.
Like, it could have to do with, like, her fertility and everything. Because, like, when they were over having dinner with them later, like, she was asking, like, oh, are you trying to have babies? She was like, oh, yeah, we're very fertile. So there honestly could have been a number of things. But I thought that, too, that I thought Terry was supposed to do what Rosemary was supposed to do. But it also said that, they say, like, later, he chose Rosemary. So I'm curious if, like, they tried to present Terry to him and he rejected her.
Yeah, I like the devil to just be like, you know, guys, Rosemary's kind of hotter than Terry.
Well, she was more innocent than Terry because Terry was a former drug addict. And
I think the devil's just more into looks.
Shane, you ever fuck a demon?
She likes blondes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the devil has a type, and it just wasn't Terry. I know, Brian, I haven't fucked any demons. Would that be a shot at Inca Cola for you?
Next episode, Shane.
Okay.
Shane's really eager to get to this challenge.
Yeah, let's get the fuck through this episode. No, I'm kidding. Because this movie's fucking great.
mean,
fair.
No, you're right. Okay. But this actually, next part is pretty important.
Yeah.
This is actually where she gets the necklace now?
Yeah, this is where she gets that stinky fucking necklace.
Yes. So the necklace that Terry was wearing is now given to Rosemary.
It's tannis root.
Which
luck.
And she doesn't want to wear it because it smells like shit.
It's tannis root.
But her husband says to wear it, right?
Yeah.
Because he knows already.
Yeah, but she does put it on.
Well, she puts it in her jewelry box first, but I thought that scene where they gave her the necklace was so funny because they first, she thought they were just coming in to say hi, and then they sit down in her house and pull out their knitting needles, like, we're gonna, like, plan it here for a solid amount of time, and you are not getting rid of us. And then they give her the necklace, and they do not whatsoever acknowledge that it was Terry's necklace first. They're just like, here's a gift for you. And she's the only person who kind of acknowledges that it was Terry's necklace. And I did actually look up if tannis root was a real thing, and it's not. It was made up literally just for the film. And also tannis root, the word tannis, you can spell... If you, like, rearrange it, it spells Satan in two, like, very old-fashioned ways.
Makes sense. It makes so much... Well, the way this movie goes, a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah, you're right, though. So she puts it on to save face in front of them, but she does put it in a box when she's by herself in a drawer. And Guy then gets a call for a part that he previously did not get. The actor who got the part,
Donald,
calls him, tells him he woke up blind, can no longer do the part. So Guy gets the part, but he's not particularly happy about how he got it, but he's got the part.
I mean, it's like that, like, kind of shitty situation where it's like you don't want to celebrate because, like, a man is blind and that's how you got it, but you did get your big break.
Also, at this time, I think he's gone at this point, so I wonder, like, the way he reacted was probably because he was in front of Rosemary. He probably doesn't give a fuck.
No, because they probably told him exactly what was going to happen. I mean, they told him to take an article of clothing from him, which we will learn.
Correct.
I thought this was really interesting because I actually don't think he doesn't care. I think he actually really cares. I think his gut feeling is that what I'm doing is wrong, but I'm doing this for success and X, Y, and Z, because despite how, like, weird and gaslighty he kind of gets throughout the film, especially, like, later, like, we'll see, like, he wants her to be happy. Like, he wants the success and he wants the happiness for, like, him and Rosemary. And he's kind of going through, like, oh, what have I done? Someone's blind because of me now. Like, I kind of fucked up this guy's life, but also, like, I have what I want now. So I think throughout the majority of this movie, we can kind of see him going through, like, low-key emotional turmoil about this. Yeah,
for sure. But, like, when I see his character, for me, he's, like, your classic example of, like, selling your soul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
That's like, how I interpret it. Yeah, he definitely feels guilty about it, but he's doesn't feel guilty enough to go back and not do it.
Yeah, he does care about his wife. I mean, this is the thing though, and I don't want to ruin it, but like, he mentions like he never wants her to get hurt. Nobody does. But like, I mean, he's selfish.
Yeah.
No, she's plowed. She's
but that's
plowed.
He does care about her, but he puts his own self-interest above everything else in this movie.
Yes.
That is who he is.
Yeah.
He even says when he gets the call about getting the part, she was like, you got the part, and he was like, not the way I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. He does say that.
He forgets about that real quick, though, as we go along.
Pretty much.
Scene's gonna cut. Rosemary's venting to Hutch about her husband's work as an actor, discussing the suicide of Terry at the apartment. Rosemary comes home to some flowers, and Guy's gonna apologize to her, decides it's about time he puts a baby in her.
Yeah. He said, let's have a baby. I've picked out the dates that we're going to have this baby. Satan didn't help me at all.
Obviously ends up getting pregnant. And, like, we'll get to that in a minute, but in the movie, they tell her baby's due in June, and when she eventually has the baby, or when she's due, it'll be 1966, so the baby's technically going to be born on 666.
Nice.
Very clever.
Nice.
Right? This movie's pretty clever.
I think this movie is really ahead of its time, and there's, like, the tone of the movie is...
Even, like, the drink that they have in which scene is it? It's one of the party scenes where, like, all the satanic people are there. It might even be the New Year's scene. The drink that they're drinking, I forget exactly what it is, but they actually mention all the drinks that they drink in this movie, and that specific drink is complemented with the rosemary herb.
Well, things I didn't notice.
Shane, you have really good lips.
Fuck her up, pretty boy.
They're thin, but they could surprise you. Like, if you woke up in the middle of the night, magic things to anything around you.
I think the hair around him complements it.
Yeah, because he's going for like this mullet thing, but his hair is just impossibly straight.
Yeah.
So there's a fireplace, right? And they're lighting this fireplace. And as the fireplace is being lit, the doorbell rings, and Minnie shows up, and she has these great chocolate mousse desserts.
I'm in. I'm sold.
Are you sold? Because Rosemary takes like a bite or two, and she's like, it's got this like chalky aftertaste.
Very chalky, Shane.
And Guy's basically like, you're crazy. This is the best dessert I've ever had in my life. Did Gordon Ramsay cook it?
Oh my god. Yeah, totally unconvinced.
They also have two different, you don't really see it, like you have to really pay attention, but both of those chocolate desserts have two different toppings on them, like to differentiate them.
Makes sense. You know, it also makes sense, the fact that after she eats it, she gets dizzy and she falls ill. He brings her back to the bed and mentions that they need to make this baby.
Yeah.
He starts to take her clothes off, get her a little bit more comfortable, starts to have visions of being on a boat with a bunch of other people.
Yeah, this movie is going to turn into Midsummer real quick. Yeah, so there's like priests and nuns on the boat, then there's a naked guy on a boat. Or she sees herself naked on the boat, I mean.
Yeah. She goes like below deck, right? She's naked and like everything. I think there's like shot like everything around her is like on fire outside. Yeah. And like all she sees is a bed. He lies down on the bed. And then this is super Midsummer.
That's what I'm saying. This is the part.
Hyper Midsummer, yeah. Because she's surrounding her is a bunch of old, naked people chanting.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
They start to paint her body red. Guy says, can she see us? And Minnie says, as long as she ate the mousse, she can't hear or see anything. Like, she can't perceive what's going on. They show that it's Guy getting on top of her at first, but then it's actually the devil. Yeah, because you see, like, these, like, hairy, wolfy hands, right? They're very wolfy, and they grab her body, they're caressing her, and it clearly, like, mounts her. It, like, legitimately gets on top of her, and it's getting in. Yeah. And then in, like, the creepiest part of the whole scene is her one line when she, like, realizes, like, she's like, this is no dream, this is really happening. Yeah.
Because she didn't eat all the mousse, like, she threw it away.
Yeah, so she does have some idea of, like, what's going on right now.
It's so interesting how she had, like, these visions of, like, a boat. Like, these, like, far-off visions with, like, people that are involved and people that are, like, there with, like, all of the people in the apartment complex. But, like, she's, like, envisioning them on a boat. It's because the devil was a really big sailor. I heard that somewhere. I have no backup to that joke.
That has symbolism in its own right. In her dreams or whatever, that, like, Hutch is originally on the boat, and then he's not on the boat, and they're like, oh, he can't come with us. Only Christian people. We're bound by it. And he's like, there's a storm coming. There's a big storm coming. And that's when she kind of realizes, like, what's going on is not fake, but it also still seems like a dream.
I mean, I think there's a lot of, like, battle of good and evil with this movie. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I don't know they pick her out because she was, like, raised Catholic, so she's, like, a traditional, like, if you're raised Catholic, I guess you're, like, low-key considered a good person.
Yeah.
So, I think, like, there's this element of, like, the devil tries to, like, manipulate and take what they would consider holy and try to, like, turn them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, obviously, biblical things that would contradict that, but I think she mentions that she's, like, not even, like, religious anymore.
No, she says she was raised Catholic. And the way she says that means it's, like, she's not really anymore.
Yeah. But I think that, like, even her background, and now that she's not anymore, makes her a more willing candidate than, like, say, a Terry.
Yeah.
Right?
I agreed. And then we cut to, like, the sickest scene in the entire movie, where Rosemary wakes up the next day, and she's, like, you know, doesn't really remember what happened. And she sees these, like, scratch marks on her. And guy's like, yeah, you know, I got real into it. She's like, I was passed out. He's like, yeah, I was, like, kind of hot in, like, a necro kind of way. And I'm like, the fuck?
He's like, I was really good last night.
She's like, I was passed out, bro.
He was that good.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was the line where he says, like, it was cool in a necro kind of way. I'm like, that's a line no one should ever say.
I know.
Yeah, especially not about having sex with your wife.
Yeah.
And, like, he's basically telling her, oh, yeah, I definitely also scratched you up.
Yeah, she was pretty roughed up. She got a lot of scratch marks.
Yeah, like, he basically told her the best sex he's ever had with her was when she was sleeping.
Which is a red flag, and if your significant other ever tells you that, run.
I think there's a point where she's like, I had a dream that I had sex with, like, something inhuman. He's like, thanks a lot.
He does say that. Oh my god.
She doesn't even call it a dream. She's like, I had a nightmare. And he was like, jeez.
He's like, damn, I'm good.
After all that sick shit, Rosemary goes to see a doctor that her friend had recommended to her. This is a Dr. Hill. This is when she first sees Dr. Hill, right?
Dr. Hill is, the original
doctor she goes to the first time. Mm-hmm. Which he congratulates her on being pregnant, I believe.
And I think he gives her some of those Nadolin pills. Yeah. And needs a blood sample because I don't think the nurse got enough and they need to test her blood sugar. And she tells the guy, you know, she's really happy. There's a new beginning for them. I guess because she's, like, perceiving, like, a distance because he's, like, so self-centered around his job. Yeah. She wants, like, a fresh start in a new place.
And Guy's just super excited to tell Minnie and Roman. That's all he cares about.
It's true.
So they celebrate the pregnancy, the four of them.
Sure.
But Rosemary tells them not to tell anyone else about it. She kind of wants to keep it their secret.
Are they drinking, by the way?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, so this is back, like, everyone was like, oh yeah, you can definitely smoke and drink while you're pregnant. It's perfect.
Perfectly fine. I'll tell you what, not fine though, Dr. Hill. They need Dr. Saperstein.
Yeah, he is a world-renowned doctor.
Of course he is. And so much so, he's one of the best doctors. They throw, actually, almost at will, Dr. Hill to the side immediately for the ever-so-sensitive Dr. Saperstein. As Minnie immediately calls this guy, and I think sets an appointment for, like, the next day.
Yeah. Also, this night, Rosemary finally starts wearing the good luck charm. So now she is fully wearing that. She is invested.
I immediately would draw so many red flags from this doctor appointment that she has.
Oh my god, yeah.
He's like, no more pills, no more medicine, no more books, don't read anymore.
Yeah.
Don't listen to your friends.
The main... Like, one of the big things during a pregnancy, isn't they tell you to study up and read books on, like...
Of course. Like, who says not to read books?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't read books, don't listen to your friends, don't listen to your family, just do as I tell you. And be like, well, looks like it's time for me to go.
Yeah. Exactly, and it's not even something he provides. He's like, you know what, I can give you better than anything I could prescribe to you? Your next door neighbor will make a drink for you daily that'll get the job done.
Yeah, I'm out.
It just sounds so, like, not legit.
100%.
So freaking fraudy.
Especially later on when he's like, when you're pregnant, you should be experiencing pain 3 to 17 times a day.
Yeah, especially through, like, the majority of your pregnancy. Like, you should definitely always be in pain, especially, like, in your upper abdomen. That's healthy. You're going to be miserable, but that's very healthy. And side note, if your doctor says this to you whatsoever, run.
Fast.
Unless you do want to give birth to the Antichrist, then I guess we can't judge.
I guess so. I mean, at Minnie's, she's gonna get this drink, which is full of herbs and tannish root. Rosemary is gonna get, like a Miley Cyrus haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Which
Yeah, she goes rebellious.
I feel so bad for her after this point in the movie in general, because everyone is literally just going around telling her she's ugly.
I know, it's true.
Poor girl.
I think she looked pretty good.
She looks fine.
Yeah.
Bad haircut.
No, I think it looked good on her, honestly.
Yeah, it was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you're right.
I was confused. I was like, her husband immediately just says, that's the worst decision you've ever made. And she's just like, other than marrying you? Okay.
I wonder if it was because, like, she was doing things, like, on her own.
I think that, it's take the power back. Dr. Saperstein's a
You know what else is normal? That you should be losing weight in the beginning of your pregnancy.
Oh my god. Alright, so I'm not a science or doctor guy, so, like, that's not real, right?
No,
I don't think, I've never heard of that either,
Yeah.
like losing weight in your pregnancy.
you literally, like, gain so much weight because, like, you're developing, like, the amniotic fluid or the water, like, in your stomach so the baby can have room. Like, you're not supposed to be not gaining water.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's skinny for a long time.
Oh my god, she looks like she's dying.
She brings up this pain to her husband, and she goes to Dr. Saperstein about it. And he's like, you know what? I've seen it a million times. It's a typical expansion of the pelvis. The pain will be gone in 2 days. That's it.
It's a long 2 days. Because it's the entire pregnancy. It's not the entire
like
pregnancy.
the first at least 6 months.
Yeah.
She's like, I think it might be an ectopic pregnancy. And he's like, stop reading your fucking books, bitch. What are you doing? Like, drop your books. Drink the tannish root.
Burn it. Burn your books.
It's crazy. I don't know how she actually bought this, to be honest.
That's when...
She goes out while her husband's at work, so she has, like, some alone time. Like, they're definitely watching her the majority of the movie, but she definitely has, like, small amounts of alone time because, like normal people, the rest of them probably work and have lives.
Oh, for sure. Then she becomes a vampire.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a vampire. But that's what I was going to say, because now with her alone time, she has Hutch come over, and she tells Hutch about all these things. And that's when Hutch is, like, getting an idea that something's not right, because he is the witchcraft guy. He knows this kind of stuff. But that's when Minnie and her friend walk in, and they kind of catch wind of Hutch's conversation with Rosemary.
True. She brings up the tannish root. Hutch questions it.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, are you sure you're not referring to anish root or orish root? And she
I
shows
thought Roman walked in. I didn't think it was Minnie. Was it just Roman?
Roman's there, too.
Isn't it Roman and Minnie?
It's both of them.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't remember that part. I thought it was just... Because this is when Hutch is just over by himself, right?
Yes, but they do show up while he's there.
Yeah, I thought just Roman showed up, though. I didn't know Minnie showed up.
I had Minnie in my notes.
I have Minnie, too.
It doesn't really make a difference.
But 'cause I think Minnie had to go give her the drink.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I thought this was the part where, like, we zoom in on that, like, Roman has his ears pierced, or is that later?
That is the scene. Yes. So Roman is definitely there, because...
No, he's definitely there.
Yeah, because Rosemary does notice his ears are pierced.
Because he questions it, and he's like, he tells the doctor, he's like, no, listen, it's tannish root. He's never heard of it.
Yeah.
It's
like, I'll go look it up later, and that's when they decided to kill him.
Yeah, well, because now, like, once he's leaving, this is when the glove is missing.
Okay, so Roman leaves, and we can assume from here that they call Guy, because he comes back in, like, his stage makeup and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, so Minnie and Roman aren't there then, and then, like, for whatever reason, Hutch decides, like, as soon as Guy gets there, like, oh, this is kind of weird. I was just having a conversation with Rosemary, and gets up to leave, and that's when Guy gives him his jacket.
Yes, and he gives him one glove, because the other glove is missing, which at this point we assume that Guy has stolen this glove now.
But we don't know why. Like, his glove, like, at this point, we haven't been told why, like, items are missing or anything.
Yeah, no, you don't know what they're doing with the items, but you kind of have an idea, I would say, right?
As watching with someone who had never seen this movie, I don't think that was blatantly obvious. For someone like us, obviously, who watches movies repeatedly, I think that is blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
But for a general viewer, I don't think they would have noticed that off the bat.
It's like subtle hints like that you probably can't pick up paying very close attention, but the average viewer probably wouldn't.
Well, because the movie, it's not like it's a secret. It's blatantly obvious that Guy, Minnie, Roman, because you see them in the ritual.
The chanting and the dream sequence with them there, you know right away it's going to happen. You just don't know
exactly what they're doing.
How exactly? Like you don't know exactly how deep they're involved.
Exactly.
I knew immediately at this point, though. I was like, "Oh, Hutch is going to die."
He's trying to help Rosemary, so gotta get rid of him. Rosemary and Hutch are supposed to meet at a spot later on. We learn that in the scene, or does he call and ask?
No, yeah.
We learn that then.
Yep. So he's supposed to meet her at night. They discuss they're gonna make plans for the next day. She goes to Minnie's, tells her that she's going out. She won't have her drink that she has daily, and she goes to the meeting place for Hutch, but he doesn't show up. She calls him. She finds out from a friend, this lady's named Grace, that he got sick and now he's in a coma. And Minnie's there, of course.
Of course she is. She's always there.
Yep.
She just meets her in the middle of New York City. She knows exactly where she was.
Obviously. So that, even more so. She's always there when she knows something is not right. Honestly, they were there when Terry was out of the window.
We cut to nighttime from this scene. Once again, Rosemary's watching TV, but she's in a lot of pain. She's just always in a lot of pain.
And Saperstein's like, it'll go away. Don't worry about it. And then,
you should definitely be in pain, 24 hours a day.
Do you like this, Rosemary, raw meat fetish?
Yeah. All right. So
I have a thing about that, too.
Is this the New Year's party now where, what does she eat in the chicken? Is it, the congealed blood of the chicken? What was that?
It was gross. I just saw a raw slab of bloody meat.
Or it was steak that they're cooking with the chicken. So in this movie, Mia Farrow was vegan at the time, and she actually ate real raw meat.
Ingested it? Actually put it down?
No, I think she spit it out, but but I found that it says, she ate raw liver for a scene in the movie despite being a vegetarian.
So that had to be when she grabs that stuff next to the chicken, that has to be the raw liver.
Yeah.
Or
the time before, because she later in scenes where she's also eating raw meat, she's spitting it out though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would make sense for what she was eating in that. Think back and it does look like a liver now.
Yeah, this is pre-party though.
Which is just so gross.
This is pre-party. She wants to throw that under 60 party that she tells Guy.
Well, yes, that's when she's she's playing the under 60 party, and she tells Guy no one over 60 can attend. And Guy's like, I barely made the cut, and she's like, yeah, I'm not. You barely did.
That's so funny. But Minnie's gonna be over the apartment later, noticing her preparation, to ask what's going on. What's happening?
Oh, and Rosemary tells her about party, and Minnie's like, oh, I could come and bartend. And she's like, no, I can come and help with the
coats.
Yeah.
I can take the coats.
And
we're good. We're covered.
We're good. Please stay far away from my apartment.
Yeah, don't touch me.
He's like, well, drink your drink. And she's like, not right now. Yeah. I'm good for now.
Even if she wasn't in a witch coven, I would want nothing to do with Minnie at this point because she's way too pushy.
Way too nosy. Way too pushy. Always around when you don't want her to be. Roman too. Honestly.
I like my alone time. I don't need this.
You like to be alone.
Sometimes.
Sure.
What are you hinting at?
Yeah, nothing.
You drink cola.
Not with Brian, though. You definitely like to have Brian around all the time.
I like to watch. I think we know that now.
We're big watchers over here.
That's true.
It's true. I watch a lot of movies.
I watch a lot of people do things.
So we're at the party, I think, now.
Shane Mosley.
And she's chatting with her friends that she hasn't seen, and she's telling them how she hasn't been seeing Dr. Hill, but she's been seeing a Dr. Saperstein. And Rosemary now begins to break down to her friends that she's just been in severe pain and that Dr. Saperstein's not helping her at all. And they're like, you should never see this man again.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're the only good people in this movie.
They are. If she could have just kept these friends and not made new friends with Minnie, but...
She's been in pain since, November.
Yeah.
And I know that she mentioned, the baby's due in, mid-June.
Mm-hmm.
And the pain hasn't stopped. And they're literally, you can't go to that sadistic nut, Saperstein.
Yeah.
So after the party, Rosemary tells Guy that she's officially going to start going to Dr. Hill on Monday. She's no longer drinking Minnie's drink. She wants pills like every other person. She tells him that she made her own drink the last 3 days and has not drinking it. I think he yells at her, actually.
He actually says, you have to stop listening to your bitch friends.
That is the quote, yeah.
Yep.
Listening to your bitch friends, and take some advice from the great and renowned Dr. Saperstein.
He was like, why do you want to get a second opinion? Think of Saperstein. Like, don't think of the constant pain that you're in all day, all the time, even though they told me it wouldn't hurt you. Like, think of Saperstein.
I also love how he's like, just ask Dr. Saperstein again. Like, Dr. Saperstein is the second opinion to Dr. Saperstein.
100%. It's like, wait, are you reading Shakespeare, you fucking bitch? Put that down. This guy's a psycho.
Yeah, why don't we ask Dr. Saperstein for another doctor that he recommends to get a second opinion about his opinion? Like, this is going to be great.
But while they're arguing, Rosemary's pain goes away.
Yeah. It does go away. It subsides, which is miraculous.
Yeah, so now we cut to setting up the kids' room montage.
So this is the scene where, because, like, obviously she's much happier, like, she's a whole different person, she doesn't look like she's dying. This is where I could tell that despite Guy being the most selfish fucking person for doing this, like, obviously all for success, just sacrificing his wife and everything, like, he genuinely hates this process and wants her to, like, be happy and be okay. Like, he doesn't hate it enough to not go through with it, but he definitely would have preferred to just, like, get everything one way and not and not have to go through with this. Like, throughout the whole movie, despite that he clearly is being selfish and doing this, you could see how much he resents the process and how much he literally just wanted her to, like, be happy and okay and, like, was wishing it was painless.
He cares about her a lot, but he just cares about his career a little more.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
And it's very evident at the end of the movie, because there's different the body language he has at the very end, you can tell, and we'll get there. But.
Yeah.
Hey all, this is that point of the show where we would usually like to talk about one of our sponsors, right? Unfortunately, our sponsors have all dropped us. Yeah, it's a shock to us too. Apparently, there were some creative differences, and so we no longer have sponsors to talk about on this show. To say that I am upset is a vast understatement. I don't understand why they do this to us. We've been great partners, at least I thought so. But in any case, I wanted to take a little break from the show just to let you guys know that I am not happy about this, but I am trying to manage it in the best way possible. I like to think that I have a good life. I have a wife, a few kids, a tire swing in the back. Looking at early retirement, pension, everything is good. I've got nothing to really complain too much about. This one did piss me off a little bit, but I'm trying to let it go. I'm letting it slide off me like sweat. What I'm going to do now is something that I want to give back. I feel like a lot of the things I talk about is selfish, and I want to give back to you guys. And to do that, I've been told that I have a big heart. I've been told I have an even bigger dairy allergy, but I can't eat like cheeses. I can't eat dairy products. But what I can do is drink Fanta. So live on the final podcast, I'm going to drink Fanta for you guys. Here we go. It's pina colada Fanta, by the way. It's not bad. Yeah, it's good. All right, back to the program.
After the pain stops is actually the first time in the whole movie, I think, where she starts showing, like, her, like, stomach growing with the baby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because she, like Jen said, she is skinny for the first 6 months of this pregnancy.
She looks like she's dying.
Sure.
I think that was, like, the whole 6-month period where the baby, like, her body was fighting off death. Like, it's all, like, I'm curious now thinking about this. Like, to say, like, think that if Terry, obviously I don't think she was pregnant, but assuming she had like immediate pain after possibly becoming pregnant, if it was successful with her, like for whatever reason, like, do you think that the quote unquote baby was trying to kill her while trying to form in her, and then this was her body trying to be like, fuck, I'm dying. Don't fucking die.
Huh.
Maybe.
It's possible.
Yeah, maybe.
So, like, like, say Terry was pregnant.
Sure.
And, like, just didn't show because it was within the first 6 months, because that's how, like, devil babies work.
Yeah.
So maybe the pain was so great, that's why Terry jumped. Is that possible?
Very possible.
Or maybe it killed her instead of, like, her body acclimating to it, like Rosemary's did.
It's possible.
That was
that was just a thought I had.
The jump happened.
That's yeah. And then she fell out the window.
I was trying to figure out, like, why, if she fell out of the window, would her eye socket be falling out?
Hit the ground on it.
Like that
she
hard
hit it so
on that
hard, it
angle?
just kind of, like, shot it out.
Yeah. It just yeah.
I have no idea, to be honest.
That's just like a thought. That's just like a separate thought I had. Like, why would she be in pain for X amount of time?
Yeah. What I do know, though, is there's 3 weeks left of this pregnancy.
That's true.
And Hutch is dead.
Hutch is fucking dead. She's gonna get a call from Grace. Grace is gonna tell her that Hutch is dead. And she's gonna go to the funeral where she meets Grace.
Sorry, before we get to Grace, did you guys notice the color she was wearing and the color of the baby's room?
No.
So we see her wearing yellow a lot, like in this scene where, like, they're so happy about getting everything ready for the baby. And the color of the room is also yellow, the theme for the baby's nursery. So on one hand, the color yellow stands for, like, freshness, happiness, positivity, clarity, energy, optimism, enlightenment, remembrance, intellect, honor, loyalty, all that good stuff. But on the other side, it also represents cowardice and deceit. So I thought that was a really interesting dual meaning for this movie.
Yeah. No, for sure. I like that. Now she's gonna, getting back to the movie and the funeral that she's attending, she's gonna meet this Grace lady that called her out of not randomness, but out of chance about Hutch. Hutch did actually regain consciousness. Thought it was the day he was expected to meet her. Mm-hmm. And she gives Rosemary a book that she mentions the title is actually an anagram.
Yes. And now she has to figure out what the anagram is. So the title of the book is All of Them Witches. Her first guess is It Comes with the Fall, which sounds like a pretty cool movie title.
It does.
Her second guess is Elf Shot Lame Witch, I think it was. Then she realizes the anagram isn't for the title of the book. The anagram is for
Stephen Mercado.
Yes.
Rearranged.
Which comes to Roman Cavanagh.
Castavet.
That thing.
Close enough. One of the two.
Did you say Kavanaugh?
Yeah, I'll be honest.
You combine, like, Brett Kavanaugh and, like, a Sentinel from, like, fucking Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Yes. I don't know why. That's what my mind went to. But yes.
Your mind is in a weird place today.
It is.
Knowing both of those things separately, what a fucking crazy combination. By the way, if anybody's ever seen Beyond the Black Rainbow, holy shit.
Yeah.
Don't watch that movie, but type in Sentinel in Google Images if you want a quick way to stay up all night.
It's absolutely terrifying. After I watched that movie, sometimes at night, Brian would just text me and another friend a picture of that creature, and it would ruin my night.
Yeah, I do it intentionally to ruin people's lives.
So she tells Guy everything that she just learned, and Guy's like, yeah, literally everything you're telling me is bullshit. This guy, Roman is not a witch.
Roman is Stephen Mercado's son, Shane. She shows him the book, as they have the same eyes as in the book. Stephen's son was born in 1886, which would make him 79. And he laughs at it, and he doesn't think Roman is a witch like his father, but she tells him about covens, what they do with baby's blood, but he's not convinced. And she wants to sublet and move out.
And
she wants out.
I don't blame her. I would want out too if I think my neighbors are trying to make me give birth to the Antichrist.
This is where, like, we do see though that for whatever reason, now that she's, like, done research, quote unquote research, like, she's very dead set, and we start seeing, like, most of the characters on this point kind of just doing what she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she goes now to her Dr. Saperstein, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she basically tells Dr. Saperstein that, like, Roman and Minnie are witches and, like, please help me.
Yeah, I think Minnie put something in those drinks.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't believe her.
No, not at all. But he says that Roman is dying.
Only a month or two to live.
Beautiful.
And they're going to be
Thing.
going on a vacation soon. So don't even worry about it. You won't even have to see them anymore.
They'll see them off, and they're going to go. And I think Guy did take the book from her.
He threw it away.
Right? So she's
Yeah.
looking for the book. She finds out he threw it away. Rosemary then walks to a bookstore, drops her necklace in the sewer, and after leaving with a few books, she reads that the United Mental Force, or Coven, could blind, deafen, paralyze, and kill the chosen victim. She also reads that they need a possession of the victim.
Yes, which is now we're starting to learn about why the glove was missing for Hutch. This is also when Rosemary calls Donald. She talks to Donald about how he's doing, and this is when we learn that Donald has been missing a tie when he went blind. And
Essentially, he traded, him and Guy traded ties one day.
yeah,
It was a tie trade.
all guys do a tie trade at one point in their
Yeah.
lives.
We can hope so.
And she's packing her things. She's leaving.
Yeah, she's done.
She heads to the doctor's office. The receptionist comments that she smells much better. Rosemary tells her it must have been the old necklace, and she's like, maybe the doctor will follow your example.
And yes, this is when Rosemary learns, well, gets the idea that Saperstein is a part of this witch cult, witch coven, whatever you want to call it.
Stinky aftershave.
Yes. He also has the Tannis root. So she bolts out of that office and goes straight to a payphone and calls Dr. Hill. But Dr. Hill doesn't answer.
No.
Instead, she has to say, Dr. Hill to call me right back. I'm in a phone booth. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. And it's interesting because when eventually he does call back, she's like begging for an appointment later that day with him, and she sees like a man approach in front of the phone booth. It kind of looks like Roman. At least I thought so, from the back.
Mm-hmm.
So she's having this conversation, and she's like, hold still, and the man eventually leaves. And then he comes back, and it's just an old guy that needs to make a call.
Yeah. Which she pretends that she's on the phone so no one goes into the phone booth while she waits for this call. She does eventually get a call back from Dr. Hill. And she says that there's a plot against me. There's a plot against me and my baby. I need you to agree to see me today. I have to talk to you. And he does.
He does.
So she goes, gets a cab, and she goes to see the doctor. And when she gets there, she tells the cab driver to even make sure, like, to watch her go into the building.
When she gets there, she kind of spills everything.
Literally everything.
How her husband's involved with these witches. They hold Sabbaths. She can hear them through the walls. They promise Guy success and offered the baby for the ritual. She tells him that the actor they made blind so Guy could get this part. The book he has to keep. They didn't want her to keep books. Also mentions that they probably put Hutch in a coma. Guy must have stolen the glove. Saperstein's involvement. Who knows? He asks her if she would like to go to the hospital later. She agrees, and he tells her to lie down. And he's making these arrangements for her.
Yeah.
Arrangements.
And right away, I know, it's like, he's not gonna buy any of this. Like, she was your patient for one day, and now she comes running in with these grand Alex Jones conspiracies of witches and everyone plotting against her.
True. She's gonna wake up, and in comes Dr. Hill and Guy and Dr. Saperstein and the crew.
Which is not what you want to see if you're her.
This is weird, but Saperstein kind of like grabs hold of her.
Very violent.
Yeah, it was like he like held her to bring her to the car. Like, why
Yeah.
couldn't Guy do that? Why did it have to be Saperstein? Saperstein held her.
I guess because Guy doesn't, like, because like you said, he cares about his wife, so he doesn't want to, like, violently grab her and force her. So Saperstein don't give a shit. He just wants the Antichrist. So
Like,
he's going to do it.
I think at this point he's pretty unhappy with how things are going in regard. Like, he's like, oh, I'm getting success, but then he's like, the rest of my life is kind of falling apart.
Well, yeah, because, like, in the back of Guy's mind, he has to realize his marriage is kind of ruined, right? Like,
It's over.
there's no coming back from this when now that she actually knows everything that's going on.
When they get to the apartment, she drops money and belongings in the lobby. This allows her, because it gives them time to pick it up. She hops in an elevator. She gets in her apartment and locks the door as Guy's about to try to enter. She immediately calls a friend who's not home, but in the background, the viewer can notice
People sneaking in the back.
you see Guy, you see Saperstein, like walking slowly through the apartment. Then they all just come in, a bunch of old people in the apartment. basically everybody, really.
Yeah. She punches Guy, and she screams for help, but they gag her, and they give her a sedative. Rosemary ends up in labor, like, right now.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
The baby is coming.
She rarely wakes up. Guy tells her the baby's fine. Listen, it's a boy. She goes back to sleep, wakes up, and Louise is there. You know, jealous Louise.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I want to see my baby. So Sabristine is brought in, and he tells her, you know, there were some complications with the positioning of the baby, and it kind of just died. If they went to a hospital, it would have lived. But she doesn't believe him.
She starts screaming.
So
They're all lying.
You took my baby. She lets out this really, like, gnarly scream. You witches, you took it, you're lying, you witches!
Killing me won't bring back your goddamn honey.
Nice.
Thank you.
So Guy sits next to her and tells her she'll rest, get over this craziness. He tells her with his success, they're going to move and live very well, very lavishly. And then she asks to see his shoulders, where he takes off his shirt, confirms there's no markings on his shirt, because she thinks obviously that he's like a witch.
Yeah. While she's watching TV, though, later, she starts to hear a baby crying in another room. She asks the woman, I think that's Louise, if she hears a baby, and she says, no, I haven't heard anything like that, even though there's clearly a baby crying in the background.
Clearly. It's like Rosemary's tasked with, you know, taking the pill. She's going to hide it. And then Louise gives her more pills to put in her mouth. Guy mentions that a family has moved into the apartment. That's probably what she means by the baby that she's talking about. Rosemary then puts this was weird to me. There was like a glass of milk, and she put a spoon in the glass of milk. And Louise is like, don't do that.
So I believe it's supposed to be they're taking her breast milk.
Yeah.
And she's wondering why they would be taking that if the baby is dead, which is why I think she was like just kind of stirring something into it to like tamper with it. And that's why they're like, don't do that, because they actually are feeding the Antichrist with it. That's why she's putting like all these.
Yeah.
She's putting
Well, even if, like, you lose your baby, like, your body doesn't know that, so you'll start producing breast milk regardless. So you do have to, like, for the first X amount of, like, maybe a month or so. I don't know how long. Obviously, I haven't had a kid, so not sure. I just know you have to still pump it to get it out. But, yeah, I think the spoon was something she used to eat. And so, like, it has, like, other foods and stuff on it that you can't mix with breast milk that's not, like, safe for, like, a kid. But yeah, they're pretty much making her pump her own breast milk so they can give it to the child.
Well, Louise is eventually going to leave, and then Rosemary's going to take that pill out of her mouth.
Yes, and we see that Rosemary's been hiding her pills in the wall of the bed.
Yes. She opens a closet, removes some towels, and it's like a Narnia?
Yeah, so this is the thing. We learned that closet that was hidden at the beginning of the movie, that we thought just had towels and a vacuum in it, actually leads to Narnia.
Leads to Narnia. Or the next apartment. Because they do explain, isn't that like the plan? Like they're like separated by that wall, and then like that's the travel to the next apartment?
Brian, it's Narnia.
Okay, just making sure that it's Narnia. So so she removes the towels, goes through the Narnia door to the next apartment, enters the kitchen, grabs a knife, like just like in the beginning of Society. She hears a noise, runs to the end of the hall, and hides as Guy enters the kitchen.
Yeah.
Once he's gone, she opens the door back to Narnia, going back to the old apartment, heads back through the back door, and back to the other apartment. She notices some strange writings on the wall, a creepy, very creepy picture, witch-like. Here's some chanting, Shane, and you like to chant. You like chantix as well.
Nope, not a fan, but I do like chanting, not chantix. So she goes towards the chanting, which is what I would have done, and she sees the coolest bit of imagery in the movie, which is the black crib with the cross hanging upside down as like the, what are those things called? Oh, I can't think of the name. The things that hang like over a crib that like spin.
Oh, what the fuck is that thing called? Mobile?
Yes!
That's what it's called?
But it's the upside down cross version.
Yeah. So like, creepy scene. A couple people notice her walk in, right?
Mm-hmm.
All old people throughout the apartment having like a gala for the Antichrist. Black crib. And there's like a veil over this crib from like ceiling to floor. Very, very creepy. And this is like the culmination of the entire movie.
Yeah.
This is, she thought her baby was dead, or maybe she did, she thought they were lying, but this is the baby in the crib. She's got her mindset on just like going to the crib. She's going right over there. She walks toward the baby carriage, which is, like you said, in the middle of the room with a black veil over it. I think a lady literally screams and points at her as she walks. She unveils it. And she covers her mouth, with her hand in utter awe and shock of what this thing looks like.
And she says, what happened to its eyes? What's wrong with its eyes? And then
It's her father's eyes.
Yes, Roman says that. It's her father's eyes. And then she's like, Guy's eyes don't look like that. Yes, her father's the devil.
Not Guy.
His father. It's a boy.
That's right.
Stop thinking of your own daughter.
My daughter is the Antichrist because I don't have one.
Dude, like, he came to raise some hell up in here. Call him Adrian, and they all start hailing him.
Yo, Adrian!
Hey, Adrian.
Yeah.
Minnie tells her that she was chosen to have this baby. So obviously you know what this is. This is like the reverse of the virgin birth, but with like Rosemary, who's not a virgin, but the purest thing, purer than Terry.
Yeah.
Drug addict.
Scum of the earth.
So screaming, Rosemary's like, it can't be, it can't be. They tell her to look at the hands and the feet. She drops the knife that she's holding. She sits down. Minnie picks up the knife. Roman's like, you don't have to join, but we just want you to be a mother to Adrian. Your baby. Louise tells her to stop screaming because I think she says something like they'll kill her, milk or no milk.
Yeah, they do say that.
Yeah.
She's the only one who's thinking that too. Like everyone else is just like, leave her alone. Like nobody else really cares. Like she's just there, and I think they kind of expected this reaction out of her because she was kind of the only one not in on it. Louisa's like, your God is dead. Like no one can help you now. We'll kill you. And everyone's like, we're not gonna fucking kill her. Shut the fuck up, Louise.
Yeah, they're like, why do you always do this, Louise? Guy kneels down next to her and tries to be like, it's all good, it's not, and she just spits in his face, like a big spit.
Yeah, big spit.
Which was needed.
Big spit. Big glob. This is so fucking like, oof. Yeah. You had the baby and lost it. Wouldn't it be the same? No.
Yeah.
Well, how would that be the same?
Yeah.
He tries to
the devil's child.
I know.
And he tries to comfort her. He's like, I went through it. I could get, like, they said they could help me. Like, they promised me you wouldn't get hurt. Like, I'm definitely looking out for you. Don't worry. I'm going to impregnate you via the devil. It's going to be a super unpleasant experience, but I'm going to make sure you don't die. It's going to be great. Trust me.
Yeah, you're not going to be physically harmed, just psychologically scarred.
Honestly, though, she wasn't not physically harmed. Like, she looked like she was dying for the first
She had scratch marks at a point.
Back was covered in red markings. Red deep scratch marks.
It's like, yeah, you're definitely not hurt at all. This is perfect. I envision this.
It just also needs to be said the whole time the scene is going on, there is an Asian man snapping photos.
It's true. It's hilarious.
It needs to be pointed out. We can't talk about this without this being mentioned.
What's interesting here, though, more with Louise, she's with the baby, right? And she's like, Rosemary's going to her, she's like, get away from the baby, and calls over Roman. And Rosemary tells her, she's like, you're rocking the baby too fast. Like, she's like, it's trying to be like, mother, you're rocking her too fast.
Well, it's also like crying hysterically.
Hysterically.
Which Rosemary is able to go over and actually comfort the baby.
And this more or less keeps reminding me of the sect, the way the sect ends. You remember, like, how they wanted the mother of the devil baby to, like, care for it? I guess they get some kind of satisfaction, like, you made this, so, like, this is yours, so I want to see you be one of us. So, Roman's like, Louise, sit down, Rosemary's rocking the baby. So she's like, but she might do something, and he interrupts her, he's like, sit down. Roman tells Rosemary, please rock the baby.
Like, Louise passes her and, like, sticks her tongue out at her. I was like, yeah, you wish you were her.
And she's like, if you're trying to have me be his mother, and he's like, but aren't you his mother? She starts to rock the baby. Everybody, like, this is the chills part. Like, everybody's surrounding her in the apartment complex that's a part of the Switch Coven. And you just, like, see her. She comforts the baby. It stops crying. Does she smile?
A little bit. I took it as she smiled a little bit. I think she actually accepts the baby.
My new identity is this baby's mom. I'm not married anymore.
Yeah.
That's the whole identity. Like, she 1000%, like, moves in with Minnie and Roman, like, because they probably are going to keep the baby there regardless, and Guy is just, like, alone by himself in his career.
And the movie kind of fades away, zoom into, like, where the beginning was, like, just a zoom-in shot of the apartment, and it ends. And I'm like, this is what Scott would think. Scott would be like, okay, well, what happens now? But you don't need to know.
You don't.
That's the devil's son. It's born.
Yep.
Didn't they make a second?
They made a sequel. Apparently, it's like one of the worst sequels ever. I haven't seen it.
There's a Rosemary's Baby too?
It was made in the 80s, 20 years later.
I didn't even know that.
It's not like it's like Rosemary's Baby something.
Rosemary's Baby's son?
So this was actually like this adaptation. This was a book. And this adaptation of the book was actually pretty set dead on because the director didn't know he had creative freedom to change anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I'd love to read the book.
Apparently in the second movie, the boy, I think, is like, you know, like how like the Omen, when in like, I think like the second movie of the Omen, the fucking kid is like, well, I'm the son of Satan, like what? And he's like grappling with it. Apparently in like the second movie or the sequel to this, the kid is also good, but in the book, because there's a second book, he's evil.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, that was interesting.
It's a weird, it seems like a really big change to make.
A few years ago, they made
that director knew he had creative freedom.
Yeah.
4-hour miniseries of Rosemary's Baby, like modern take. Mm-hmm. I think Zoe Saldana played like Rosemary. Huh. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how they did.
This movie was shot, had very few cuts. The majority of this movie was filmed in like each scene was like a long take. Like they didn't stop and reset the scene. It was pretty much filmed like all together with very, very few cuts per scene. So the movie actually came out to 4 hours and the director had no idea what to cut because he was enjoying it so much. I forget the guy he gave it to, one of the editors. He was like, you decide where to cut.
Interesting. I mean, the acting performances are so strong. So strong. Like
Agreed.
From every single person to bring this together. From, like, the main Woodhouse family members of Rosemary and Guy, and then the apartment people, like, with Roman and Minnie, and they're so pesty, so annoying, so bothersome. Like, you have, like, your pesky neighbors, but they take it to, like, new heights, new levels of being annoying, being, like, really, really controlling, and trying to always be there, but they're, like, trying to run the party and, like, do all this stuff to just fucking, like, get in her life. Crazy.
Very.
And I realize how much now I feel like the sex stole from this movie.
A lot, yeah. Mm-hmm. But we even said that in our sect review. Like, they took a lot from Rosemary's Baby.
Reviews, Shane.
Review. Okay. This movie. Solid 8 out of 10. Great movie. Loved it. Like you said, all the characters are very well written. They're very well acted. Minnie's voice is annoying, like I said in the beginning, but that's not like a takeaway. Like, that's just, her voice is annoying. That's all. But that's, like you said, that's kind of the point. She's supposed to be this annoying neighbor that Rosemary doesn't like after a while. I like what you said earlier, too, with the music. It's supposed to give you this one vibe of how the movie's going to go, but it's the complete opposite with the la, 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 la. It's very good. I like a slow burn, so I like that. It's all these small little things happening throughout the movie that lead to this big reveal. And they don't even show the baby. Just seeing the reveal of the crib is, like, creepy and unsettling enough to really work for this movie. It's very well written. The dialogue's very believable. Like, I really enjoyed it. I will let you talk about it now because I know you're going to give it higher than an 8 out of 10.
I am. You know how I feel about this movie.
Yeah.
So, I'm giving out 2 10s. This is a 10 for me. I'm not going to even, like,
this is a 10.
This is a clean 10. It is my second favorite horror movie ever made. I said The Thing was my third favorite. This is my second favorite. Soon to be, we'll see what my first favorite is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
Disappoint me.
No, I love this movie on so many levels. It's crazy. Just like from not even from like the time that it's 1968 and like the context of like me just thinking it's way ahead of its time in terms of filmmaking. The story is so beautifully told. Just from the beginning, like this young family going into this house, the neighbors just being super, super pesky, but obviously they have a plot behind it. And I just love the fact that, Shane, you mentioned slow burn. The whole movie leads up to that last culminating scene. Obviously, you have the sensation that they're witches, that they're a part of a coven. But they're also witches that are also a cult that are raising the birth of the devil. And you have the elements of like, okay, well now her husband, who's trying to have a baby with her, is actually plotting against her for his own goals, while still trying to care for her and make sure that she delivers the baby, but also like because he still wants to maintain the family and try to keep it together. So there's so many different elements that are going on, and I think that the raw acting talent, the visual imagery of those dreams, I'll be honest, I like disturbing movies. I always do, and I think this is kind of there. You don't see a lot. But the fact that, like, she's literally getting fucked by the devil is terrifying to me. nothing is going to help you, and this is like the end of everything. Because I think at the end of the movie, Roman even mentions, he's like, we are going to reign supreme, we are going to destroy everything. Like, he just goes like full on nuclear, and it's crazy. It's very scary, but I just think like all the performances are masterful. I even mentioned that Minnie won an Oscar for this movie, which is really weird and awesome for a horror movie, because I think that horror movies are really underappreciated at the Oscars. So, yeah, this is a 10 for me. I love this movie on so many levels. Kills are not there, but from the tone of this movie, that is irrelevant. Like, kills would never, like, it should never even factor into a review for this movie, because it's a drama horror. It's not like a slasher or even like it's just like a thriller. It is so far removed from that. This is like a next level horror movie. It's almost like intellectual horror in a way.
Yeah.
I love it.
I would agree with that. I think I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. I think from start to finish, this movie was put together very well. I didn't find, because generally like with 2-hour plus movies, I find them to be really long if they have a lot of dead time, but I didn't find that the time was really that overwhelming for me. I thought it was very well put together. I mean, I'm not going to think of this to watch, like, automatically. There's so many movies that, like, if I actually think of one to watch, that I'm just like, I need to watch this now. Maybe, like, during Halloween, I'll put it on or something, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it still holds up for being, like, made and coming out in the 60s. So, yeah, 8 out of 10. Would probably eventually watch again.
Yeah.
But
No, you're on the money, and you picked up on a lot of things, because this is your first view, and I didn't pick up on my first view. But this
it's
like
not my first view, but it's my first view in like years.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
so
it's
like,
been a while.
Well, another thing I didn't mention is like you can see this being set up from the beginning. Like there's so many like lead up points that are small that are like built into it, and not even for this movie, but for movies in general, that's always just going to be like an added bonus to the movie when like you could see it being set up. And even, you know, now this is my second watch. I'm like, I literally like I missed that, and it's awesome. You know, appreciate that.
So, gentlemen, we don't have too many options this round, but do either of you have a Necro nomination for our Necronomicon?
Terry.
I mean,
it's either her or Hutch.
Yeah.
They're the only two deaths, and at least Terry's, you see the body.
Off-screen deaths, we never go for off-screen deaths. We have on-screen deaths, but we have to make a choice, and we have to choose who's got the better off-screen death. Or you can kind of go with the neighbor, but that would be super duper corny.
Nah.
Her and Hutch were in comas.
Yeah.
Let's go with the lady that jumped out of the building, supposedly, and destroyed her eye socket. That's
Shaney
perfect.
boy,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a eulogy prepared for Terry?
Yes, I do. Terry, you were a drug user, a drug abuser, and you were taken in by a loving and caring family of Minnie and Roman. And you, potentially, were going to birth the Antichrist, which would have been a huge honor for someone in your position. When you got Mia Farrow coming around, you ain't gonna make the cut anymore, because the devil loves blondes. So you had to go. So maybe you didn't commit suicide, maybe the devil just gave you that little shove out the window. So for that, we're gonna put you in our Necronomicon.
Awesome. This was so fun. I'm so happy we did this. I feel like we pushed this episode back forever.
We did. We were going to do it a little earlier, then we're like, all right, let's put it back a little bit, just because it didn't really fit into the schedule of what we were doing.
Honestly,
but I'm glad we finally did it.
There's so many movies out and about. Like, there's so much in the genre that we have just an abundance of content to choose from.
Oh, yeah. We got a lot we want to do, which is perfect. Which is why I guess I'll bring up next week we are doing The Platform.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
So, Platform came out 2019. I just want to say, these modern horror movies, they're getting really good.
Yeah, we're getting some good ones.
2019 had Us, Midsummer,
Climax?
Climax, The Platform. I'm sure it had some others.
Speak for yourself.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
We'll dive in.
We're going to have some mixed reviews on that one.
So, we are the final podcast signing off, and I will say, next week, bring your samurai boots.
haven't already, please follow us on Facebook and Twitter at The Final Pod Ever. Follow us on Instagram at The Final Podcast. And if you haven't, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple. It really, really helps Apple, push out our content and recommend us to other people to listen to.